Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about for me, the top 5 characters that I personally think deserve to be, adjusted or get some new updates within their characters, either a new costume or new ultimates, yada yada yada. So, this is coming off the heels of all the insane information that we got yesterday, where supposedly one post said, from it looks like an interview or wherever they got it from, it looks like supposedly that they're going to quote unquote adjust technologies or add stuff, and that I think the main one that they're focusing on right now is Law, and that he might potentially get updates, right? So what I took from like technologies, at least the interpretation of the translation, is that like I think that meant like super attacks and stuff like that. So potentially, they could mean that characters might get new ultimate attacks. Like for example, Law with his outfit, they might do a patch later where he gets the K room, I think anesthesia and all that stuff. So, it'll be kind of crazy if Law gets an update, right? Because he already has the outfit. But for me, I'm going to just do 5 characters for this video. For me, the first character is going to be Zorro. Listen, Zorro is a really cool character, and obviously he's a lot of fun in this game. First off, give my boy some new outfits, right? He got basically only 4 outfits, 2 of them being the same with just sword swaps, right? With this one has Shusui, and this one being like, the first 2 swords that he got from Locktown. And then obviously the Zoro Juro one. And I don't, I wish they did have the older like stuff from films, like from Pirate Warriors 3, but regardless, first off, give my boy an updated raid on Onigashima fit, because that outfit is fire, the black outfit with the red sash and all that. Would love to see that, right? So Zoro's moveset in this game is pretty cool. Obviously, it's a moveset that really caps out at Dressrosa, because obviously he was not part of, which is kind of interesting to think about in hindsight, like Zorro was absent for all of Whole Cake, Zoe, and all that stuff, right? Because obviously they went on ahead to Wano. Him, Usopp, Frankie, and Robin, I believe. They all were like gone for a hot minute after Zoe, right? So that's kind of interesting. So I would like to see an updated moveset for him. My thing is like I don't think we need a whole brand new character for Zorro. I think Zorro really just deserves maybe like 2 or 3 new ults for me anyway, because his moveset, nothing I don't think is going to change that drastically with his moveset, right? So I know people are going to think, oh well, why does Luffy get one? Well, Luffy gets a lot more crazy with his moves, right? And he gets a whole new form change, right? But for Zorro, I feel like for the most part, all his moves are the exact same, minus a couple, right? So the first ultimate attack that I think that they would add would be the one that he did against Kaido, where the new 9-sword style, golden aura, crazy, I think Dead Man's Game was the one where he scarred Kaido. That would be a new ult. And then the other one that I would think would be the dragon attack that he did, where he, finished off King. Obviously, in the anime, it looks insanely cool. But I think Zorro could benefit from just those 2 ultimate attacks. So aside from that, he does do the giant, like he goes up in the sky. Maybe this could be a third one where he was about to scar Kaido, and he does his like dragon kind of slash attack that breaks the horn of Onigashima. So Zorro, I think for the most part could just use some ult, and then if they want to, I think all they have to do really is for his full force burst. I think they should just adjust the visuals, for me anyway, and just make it for, so when you do the full force burst, he gets the green like fire smoke and then the lightning effects and on his combos, and then boom, I think you got Zorro done. You don't need to make a whole new character off of him. Just give him a new costume with some new stuff here and there. Because yeah, his most up to date technique really is just the attack again he did against Pika, right? So that's what I would see for Zorro. The next one, obviously for me, like I know Nami, the rest of the Straw Hats, I'm gonna go into Robin and Sanji, but the rest of the Straw Hats, are pretty cool, but I don't think they go into anything too crazy. Chopper was basically support, with the doctor stuff for the most part. Frankie had a cool fight, but I don't remember anything too drastically different. Still to get like, the Frankie Shogun to be playable, but whatever. Robin, or not Robin, Brooke has some really dope moments, but yeah. So go to Robin, which might be a little quicker. First off, Robin doesn't have any costumes in this game, which kind of sucks, right? She had a bunch of outfits in the last game. She had her Dressrosa fit and all that stuff, so it kind of sucks that they removed that. So first off, give her some new costumes, and then 2, give her the outfit from Onigashima. And then 3, her moveset is like okay. Like it's really old, right? Because Robin never really had I want to say like a really serious fight up until Onigashima. Like there's been some moments where Robin has to like do some stuff, but she really didn't have that many crazy moments. So Robin could benefit from a lot of stuff. The first one being, at least for me, the one that I could think off the top of my head would be obviously the Demonio Fleur, right? So you get that, and you even have the giant form of Robin as well. Then you like where like she's basically naked. It's kind of weird, but you know they also have that ultimate attack where she like her like torso and up becomes like a kind of like a stand. But yeah, so Robin could definitely use an upgrade in terms of like techniques or ultimates, right? Then we go into Sanji. Obviously, Sanji's most latest thing was the Soba mask, right? And I mean, he's really cool and he's really good character in this game. He has a good amount of costumes, but obviously get the Onigashima outfit because that outfit is drippy as shit. The red red suit with the black. But Sanji to me would be the next one where I think they could obviously add on to his character. I don't, from what I played, they didn't add the like the Soba mask kick or whatever that he did against Page One. At least from what I played, I could be wrong, but they could add that in a more flashy sense. I think the biggest thing with me with Sanji is that I think Sanji's in a good spot, but I think they should add more, like obviously the Ifrit Jambe, right? So in his full force burst, they should give us the Ifrit Jambe and just make it more flashy, right? Change the fire from his combos from red to blue. Obviously, give us the Boof Burst, and maybe they can make that combo he did against Queen where he beat the hell out of him into another ultimate attack. But I think Sanji's Ifrit stuff is a little bit, like, less than Zoro's outing on Onigashima, just because Sanji, really, for the most part, he was, you know, not passive, but he was around, you know, he fought a lot. And obviously, I'm not going to discount what he did, because he did a lot, right? He fought King and Queen together. But until he obviously got captured, but until that point, like, he doesn't fight Kaido, and then he just pretty much fights Queen. And the most that we get, I think Sanji's development from this arc was more internal, right? We get the, you know, the fact that he's kind of mutating, he's becoming more robotic and cyborg-ish with his, like, you know, healing and all that, and, like, his durability, right? And, you know, the fact that he can add the armament hockey into the exoskeleton to make Ifrit Jambe, right? So I think Sanji's stuff came more internally as a character from development, but I could see them just, you know, adjusting some things to give it the Ifrit look. Because again, I don't think Sanji does anything exactly too terribly new aside from the Ifrit Jambe, and everything else is kind of, because he's at that point, same thing with Zorro, where they just for the most part attack without even saying the names anymore. Like Sanji will be fighting Queen with the Diablo Jambe, and then he'll just do like random kicks with it, right? And then he'll just turn it off. So, you know, Sanji's at that point where I don't think much of his stuff changes, right? So that's 3 characters. The next character I have here is Big Mom. First off, obviously another Onigashima outfit, right? Would be really cool. I think Big Mom is she is fantastic in this game. She's really strong. Same thing with Kaido. But Big Mom could benefit from, you know, all the stuff that she did against, you know, Kid and Law and Luffy on the rooftop and then inside the dome. The immediate special attacks that I think that they could add for her are obviously the, like, I forget what it's called, but like the laser sword thing that she did against Ulti, which was nasty, where like she combined Prometheus, was it Hera or something? I forget the female Cloud. Then you have Napoleon, combined it all to make this like crazy laser attack, and then launches it. The other attack that I have was the attack where she like kind of sends out this like visage of like herself or her mom or something, and like pretty much like a ghost stand. Forget the exact name of it, but in the anime it beat the hell out of Kid. So that'd be really fire as like another ultimate, or maybe even a form change. Doubt it, but more so as an ultimate. And then the other things are like kind of her lightning attacks. Like I think you have Full Gora, which is kind of like, I believe that one was the, unless I'm getting mixed up, that one was the crazy like direct like attack that she did against Kid or Law. And then the other one is the Indra, I believe, where like she does like this giant thunderstorm kind of thing that hits everyone. It hit Kid, but doesn't affect Luffy, obviously, right? So you could argue Big Mom could have, you know, an entire whole other character. Like Kaido has hybrid form coming out. you could argue that Big Mom could get a new whole character with the amount of stuff that's missing from her, right? And yeah, so my last one for this video anyway, if you see any other characters here, which obviously I could think of maybe a couple more, like I said, maybe some of the other Straw Hats, like Brooke has some cool moments. Nami does, like, you know, makeup with like Zeus and stuff. Obviously the outfits and stuff that I would like to see her in, because we only got this, which I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? But like, you know, I mean, I really do get it, but you know what I mean? So the next one being our boy Kid. So Kid, right? First off, I don't think he really needs too much of a new costume. I don't even think his costume changes on the Raid of Onigashima. Like, I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, Kid's outfit legitimately doesn't even change. Same outfit, same coat, same everything. So this is just gonna stay the same, I guess, for the most part, which is kind of funny because obviously Luffy and Law both changed. But Kid's main thing in this game is that he just doesn't have enough. His main thing, his gimmick is the, you know, culminating all the scrap into making the big arms, which is a cool, fine gimmick, right? It's fun. But literally only like one or two of his attacks are like actual named attacks that he did, like repel and all that stuff. That is not like, there's one called Slaughter in this game, which you'll probably see in some of the gameplay that I recorded. It's literally the attack that he does in Shaboti. And it's also like, I think the official name for that move is, I think it's Punk Gibson, right? So they don't even have official names for Kid stuff yet. So obviously Kid could stand, honestly, to get a whole new character, in my opinion. Because even though visually he'll be the same, I feel like unless you just want to add a form change, which would be cool. But, you know, I think the Punk Gibson stuff, like, you know, the damned Punk, like, giant laser attack, the Punk Gibson skull and, like, arms could be adapted into an ultimate attack if they don't want to give him, like, a sky form, like, form change or something. The, you know, all the Punk, you know, the Slam Gibson and all that stuff, all of that stuff, was the Punk Vice as well, the one that he did against Kaido. Like, Kid does a lot of stuff, right? But none of that is in this character, right? Because we don't see Kid much of at all from Shaboti all the way to Wano, right? We see him a couple like episodes or manga chapters here and there, but we literally sit with Law, which is why we know so much. We had a whole arc based on him with Doflamingo. So Kid was kind of like the victim of being a character that doesn't really have much, and the rest of the stuff was kind of just made up for his own, like, you know, for the game. So I would love if they gave him a huge pass and give him all the Punk stuff, like the Gibson stuff, to me. Obviously the damn Punk and all that. And I think you can obviously, I don't know how you would adapt his Awakening, which is like the assign stuff, where you can assign things other than himself to be magnetic, right? So I don't know how they would do that for a combat style, but I think they could adjust, you know, I mean, I'm not the game developer, right? They would know. So I think Kid would definitely benefit from a Passover, because yeah, compared to the monster trio in terms of like the main three forces, I think he's definitely the weakest in terms of, he's really fun to play, don't get me wrong, he's really cool, but in terms of like the monster trio, I think he's like the weakest one, right? But those are my top 5 characters for at least changing up the, you know, the characters, and like if they're really gonna add and go give a pass on some characters, I think these 3 or these 5 for me were off the top of my head the ones that immediately sprang to mind when it came to adding stuff to them. Because yeah, it'd be really insane. I mean, maybe we can even get Buggy finally, like a new costume, maybe, hopefully. But you know, by the way, shout out to the Buggy actor in the live action. He low-key was like the best part so far from what I've seen. But yeah, all that being said, let me know what other characters you want me to talk about or get into in the comment section down below. If you wanted to talk about like how they would give them a Passover, what ultimates they would add and stuff. Because like I said, I picked these characters because I think for the most part, aside from Kid and maybe even Big Mom, most of the other characters, their movesets and combos wouldn't really change too much, but you just need to add some ultimate attacks to them to flesh them out a bit more. But let me know in the comment section down below of your like suggestions and stuff, and let me know who you want me to talk about next. Let me know if you're excited finally for the DLC that might be coming out in a couple weeks. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Pirate Warriors 4 content on the way, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.